So, hello guys, welcome back everyone. How are you all? I hope you must be fine, and I hope you all are enjoying my videos very well. So, what we have done in previous session, I think we had done in previous session that is vector equals method, and we had also we had also done vector equals method, and where we had also done what is vector one method. I think camera might. Yeah, now let's continue moving. And we had also discussed about vector first element method. We had discussed two topics. That is, first topic is vector first element, and second topic is vector equals method. So I hope you all enjoyed my videos very well. 1 minute, wait. I think there's a disturbance. Okay, so where we are discussing what we have done in previous sessions. So what we have done two topics, that is vectors equals method, and we had also done on that program. We had also done two programs on that, one or two, I don't remember it, and we had also done vectors first element method. So today we are going to discuss about what is vector element at method, and second topic is vector get method. So today we will discuss two topics. First is vector element at method, and second is vector get methods. So first of all we have to discuss its concept, we have to discuss its theory, and after that we will do its program. So first of all, we have to discuss its concept. So for discussing, I will open not Visual Studio, sorry. I open Google Chrome for understanding the concept. If you understand this concept, then you can also use a Java 3.0 website. It is the best website for any programming language. And one more website is there, that is Gigs for Greeks. You can search your browser. You write a gigs for grief. There's also a good website for any programming language. So let's start it. So are you all ready? So okay, let's start it. So I hope you all are ready. So let's start. So first of all, we will open. First of all, we will open Java 3.2 website, and here we'll see Java 3.2 website. Here we'll see a Java 3.0. Now click it on, and after the opening of website, then not Java, and I write here vector in Java because we are discussing vector topics. So we discussed vector in Java. So I open Java 3.0 website, and here I will see what we have done. That is my previous session topic. That is first element. Not sorry, I said wrong. I said wrong. We had discussed. I don't remember my I don't remember my topic, but we have done in this previous session. We had done element for each method and hash code method. We had done these two topics. Sorry for that. Sorry for telling a wrong topics. So sorry for that. We had discussed two topics, that is first element and second for each. So to not yeah, like, again we had discussed hash code and for each, not first element. We had discussed in previous session this topic. So today we are going to discuss only two topics, that is elementAt method and get method. So first of all, we will click on elementAt method, and we will understand its concept, what is its concept, what is theory. So let's start it. Let's understand Java vector element at method. The elementAt method of Java vector class is used to get the element at the specified index in the vector. What is it meaning? Its meaning is the element method of Java vector class is used to get the element at the specified index of in the vector. Now we will see in syntax. What is syntax? The following is a declaration of element at method. Now we'll see here public e element at index. Now we'll see parameter. Parameter is data type, that is int, and parameter is index. And we will see description. It is an index into this vector. It is an index in the vector. It is required. Now we will see returns. What is returns? The element method returns an element at the specified index. What is return? It basically return the element at the specified index. Now we will see exception. What is it? Exception? Array index out of bound exception. This method has thrown an exception if the index is out of range. What is it meaning? If this method is thrown an exception, then if the index is out of range, so that is index is less than 0, and that the sign of or operator. You must have to remember this thing. The two lines is basically called or operator. So or operator index greater than is equals to size. So that's the exception, and I think that's the concept for today. That's the theory for vector element at method. So today, and so now we have to discuss its program. So let's see what is it program. So let's see how to do this program. So for doing this program, I open Visual Studio Code here, and I write here visual and click on new. After the showing the Visual Studio, now you click on a new window for creating a new file, because if it is most important for creating a new if it is most important for doing this program, because if you have done your program in your existing file, and I told you many times also that if you have done your program in your existing file and someone asks that please show me this file, if you had forget it in the while you have forget your file name, so what you have to do? What you do? You can't show them because you have forget your file name. So that's why we must have to create a new file name, because creating a program, doing a program is better than doing a program in existing file is better than doing a program in new file, because that is most important. If you are creating a program in new file, and if you have remember your file name, and if somebody asks that please show me this file, then you can show your file. You can easily show your file because you have remember your file. So that's why we should have to create a new file. So you should all have to do this. So I create new file here, and I write here any like a vector 61 dot java, and now enter it and now save this file. And after the saving this file, now what we have to do? Now what we have to do? We have to write package format. So what is it package format? That is import java.util.star semicolon. So you should all have to remember this thing, that while we are creating a vector program, we must have to put this statement while you are creating a vector program, while we are creating a vector program, or as well as a users program. So we must have to put package space statement, because if you don't put this statement, then the program will does not compile, your program will show error. So we should have to put this statement. So you should all have to remember this thing. So I write here import java.util.star semicolon, and after that what we do? create a class name here. So I write class, and after that I create a class name, that is I take another, like I take vector61, and now I take curly bracket for starting a function. Now I take curly bracket and I write here public static void main string args, take bracket, take curly bracket again here, and after the taking curly bracket, now what you have to do here, should all have to remember this thing after the taking a curly bracket. Now we have to write vector format. So you should all have to remember this thing while we had created a class name, while we have created a class name. After the creating a class name, we must have to write vector formats. So what is the vector format? That is vector, again vector of base in capital letter, while we are creating a vector format, while we are putting a vector format. So while we are creating a vector program, so we must have to put vector format, that is vector of base in capital letter, and again integer of i's in capital letter, because integer is the place of element, and string also. So you should all have to remember this thing. And after that I write a vec is equals to new. Again I take vector of base in capital letter vector, and I write a bracket and I put semicolon. After the taking this format, after the writing this vector format, now what we have to do, we have to write vector addition format. So what is it, vector addition format? That is vec dot add, and here I write one in the bracket, now I put semicolon. Again I take vec dot add, again I take bracket and I put two in the semicolon in the bracket, and I put semicolon. Again I write vec dot add, again I write here, take bracket and I write it three in the bracket and I put semicolon. Again I write vec dot add, and now puts bracket, now four, now you put the four in the semicolon, in the bracket, now you put semicolon. Again I write vec dot add, now you put five, and after that you put semicolon. Now but now let's see, after after the creating a vector format, after the writing a vector addition format, so after that what we have to do, you should all have to remember this thing, that after the writing a vector format, we have to we have to print our all vector addition element. So we have to write print statement for all vector addition. So I write here system, again system of s in capital letter, while we are writing a print statement. So you should all have to remember this thing, system dot out dot println. After that what you do, after that you take bracket and here you write element at index 1 is equals to, and after that what you do, you have to write vector element at method. So what is vector element at method? That is vec dot element. Now again, while you are writing an element at method, then again element at of a is in capital letter. So you should all have to remember this thing while we are writing a vector element at method program. So we must have to put element at A is in capital letter. So I write A is in capital letter. After that, I take bracket. After that, I put this semicolon. Again, I write a system, and after that, again, after the writing a vector, after the writing a print statement. Now again, we have to write print statement. So the I write here again system of S in capital letter while we are writing a print statement. So you should all have to remember this thing. Println system dot out dot println, and here write element at index x3 is equal sign, and after that what you do, you write here again vector element at method. So that is vec dot element, again element of a, element at of a is in capital letter, so you should all have to remember this thing. And after that I put semicolon. After that, this program is completed. Now what we have to do, we have to check whether it is compiled or not. So we have to compile it first, and after that we have to run this program. So for compilation, I use new terminal option, and I use terminal option and new terminal option, or whether else you can also use cmd, that is command prompt. You can find it in your search bar option. So after the opening a terminal option, now what we have to do, we have to compile it first. So what we have to write compiling format, that is Java C. And after that, what we will do, we will take class name, sorry, not class name, we will take file name for compiling our program, because that is most important, because your file name is taken for compilation. You should all have to remember this thing. So I write a file name, that is vector61.java. Here is my file name. Okay, so you should all have to remember this thing. I write a vector 61.java, that's my file name, and after that enter it, and now wait for few seconds for compilation. So with it, we got two error. So where is it error? So where we got error here? We got two error. So let's see where is it error. We got error element because object int plus vec element, and after that even and it was a type variable. So where did we got that thing? So wait for it until we have get my error. In Java 11 and in Java 10 also. I think system dot out dot println, that is good. After that I take inverted comma. If I write element is in capital letter, then I write element is in capital letter. Now compile again, control plus S, now compile again. Oh, not. If so compile again. Until we have got error here. I did not get it. Where we got method element type integer. Integer. Oh, I got it. I got it. Where I'm doing mistake. I got it. I got it. Oh, here I have to write number. Okay, so that's why it's so error. Now and after that, after they save again this file, and after that compile again and wait for a few seconds for compilation. So you see that it's successfully compiled. I got it Maya where I'm doing my error, where I'm doing mistake. So here you see that here is I'm doing mistake. Now you see that it's successfully compiled. Now after the compilation, what we have to do? We have to check whether it is run or not. Suppose running I write a Java. After that, I take class name for running because that is most important while you are running a program. So your class name is only taken. So you should all have to remember this thing. So that is while we are running our program. So our class name is taken. That is vector 61. And enter it. Let's see. You see that element at index 1 is 2, and element at index 3 is 4. So from this way, you could also print any type of vector element at method. So that is the first example of element at method. Now we would like to go through second example of vector element at method. So let's see how to do second example of vector element at method. After for doing this program, I create a new file here. For doing this program, so I write a vector 62.java and enter it, and now wait, and now save this file here. And after the saving this file, now what we have to do? You should all have to remember this thing. I told you in first question, also in first example today. And I also told you in many sessions that while we are creating a vector program, so what we have to write first, we have to write package statement that is import java dot util dot star semicolon, because if it is most important while we are creating a vector program, so you should all have to remember this thing. So I write here import java dot util star semicolon, and after that I create a class here and I write vector 62, and after that I take curly bracket and here write public static void main. After that take a string args args take bracket, and after that take curly bracket here again, and after the taking curly bracket, what you have to do while you have created your class name, now after that what you have to do, you have to write vector format. So what is the vector format? That is vector of base in capital letters. So you should all have to remember this thing while we are creating a vector, while we are writing a vector format. So you should all have to remember this thing. Again, string of s in capital letter because this string is a place of element. And here write colors equals to new. Again, vector of base in capital letter. Again, I write a string in the capital letter, and again I take a bracket and I put semicolon. After the writing a vectors format, now what you have to do? You have to write vector addition format. So what is it vector addition format? That is colors colors dot add, and here you take the bracket and you write white in the inverted comma, and now you put semicolon. Again, I write colors dot add big bracket and take inverted comma, and here you write green. Now you put semicolon. Again, I write here colors dot add. Here you write black in the inverted comma, and I put semicolon. And again, I write here colors dot add. Again, you write a bracket and you take inverted comma, and here you write pink. Inverted comma, I put semicolon. After the writing the vector addition formula, now what we have to do? We have to write vector. We have to print our vector addition format. So we have to write print statement here, that is system of s in capital letter while we are writing a print statement. So you should all have to remember this thing. System dot out dot println. Here write element at zeroth position is equals to, and after that I write here. Now after that what we have to do? We have to write vector element at method. So that is colors dot add, not add, sorry, I write the element add element at, and here write you take bracket and you write a 1 in the bracket, and after that you take again bracket, and after that you put semicolon. Again, you have to write print statement. So that is system dot out dot, again system as in capital letter while we are writing a print statement. So you should all have to remember this thing. System dot out dot println, and you write element element at zeroth position equals to, and after that take right here. After that, what you have to do? You have to write vector element at method. So that is colors. Here write elements. Again, you take bracket, and here you write two in the bracket, and after that you put semicolon. Now this program is complete. Now what we have to do? Oh, I don't put element else methods. Now this program is completed. Now what we have to do? We have to compile for checking. Firstly we have to compile it. So I write that first of all we have to write compiling point, and after that I take file name for compilation because that is most important. So you should all have to know this thing. That is for compilation your file name is only taken. So you should all have to know this thing. So here is my file name, that vector62.java, and I write a vector62.java file name, and after that enter it and wait for few seconds for compilation. You see that it's successfully compiled. Now after that what we have to do? We have to run this program for checking. So we have to write Java, and after that we write here class name, that is vector62 vector62. Here's my class name. So because that is most important while you are running a program. So your class name is only taken. So you should all have to remember this thing, that is vector62, and after that you enter it, and let's see, element at zero position is green, element at zero position is black. So from this way you could also print any type of vector addition, vector element at method. So that is the second example of vector element at method. Now we would like to go through third example and last example of vector element method. And after that we will discuss the vector get method. So let's see how to do third example of vector element at method. So firstly we will create a new file here, and I create a new file here and I write a vector 63.java and now enter it. After that, save this file. Now, after the saving this file, now what we have to do? You should all have to remember this thing that we have to write package statements. So, what is the package statement? That is import java.util.star semicolon, because that is most important while we are creating a vector program. So, you should all have to put this statement. So, I write here import java.util star semicolon, and after that I create class name here class, and I write a vector 63, and after that I take curly bracket and here write public static void main, here write string args. After that you write there curly bracket, and after that writing a column, and after the after the creating a class name. Now what do you have to do? You have to write vector sorry, you have to write vector format. So what is it vector format? That is again vector of using capital letter while we are writing a vector format. So you should all have to know this thing. Again integer of is in capital letter while we are writing a vector format, because integer is the place of string and element also, so you should all have to remember this thing. And after that I write the object is equals to new, again vector of is in capital letter while we are, so you should all have to remember this thing. Again integer of I is in capital letter, I take greater than sign, I put the bracket and I put semicolon. After the writing this statement, now what we have to do? We have to write vector addition format. So what is it vector addition format? That is vec object dot add, and here write 11 in the bracket, and after that you put semicolon. Again I write a vec object dot add. Again I write again, I write a bracket and I write 12, sorry, not 12, 22. And after that, you put semicolon. Again, I write a back object dot add, and here write here I put bracket and here write 33, and I put semicolon. Now, after the writing a vector addition coordinate, now what we have to do? We have to write vector element at method. So we have to print not very valid. So we have to write a vector. So we have to print our vector addition statement, vector addition element. So we have to write print statement here. So that is again system of s in capital letter while we are writing a print statement. So you should all have to know this thing system.out.println. After that you take bracket and here write element at index element at index 5 is equals to I after the writing now after that writing this statement. Now you after that you what you have to do, you have to write vector element at method. So you have to write there vector element at method format, that is vec object dot element, and here the element at. Again, at of is in capital letters, you usually all have to know this thing. And after that, I write the 5 in the bracket and I put semicolon. Now this program is completed. Now what we have to do? We have to check, we have to compile it first, whether it is successful or not. So we have to compile it. So firstly, I write the compiling format, and after that, I take the file name for compilation because that is most important for compilation. So you should all have to remember this thing. That's in my file name. So I write there for file name because for compilation, your file name is only taken. So you should all have to know this thing. So vector 63 dot java, and now enter it and now wait for a few seconds for compilation. So wait for it. You see that it's successfully compiled. Now after the compilation, now what we have to do? We have to run this program. So we have to run running format. We have to run this program. So we have to run running format, that is Java. And after that, I take class name for running. Here is my class name, that is vector63, because that is most important while you are running a program. So your class name is only taken. So you should all have to know this thing. So I write that vector63, and after that enter it, and now let's see that it successfully compiled. So from this way, you could also print any type of vector element at method. So that is the theory and programs of vector element at method. Now we would like to go through second topic, that is vector get method. So let's see. Firstly, we have to discuss this theory, we have to discuss this concept, and after that we would like to go through one more example on that. So let's see what is this concept. So firstly, I click on get Java vector get method, and after the opening this website, after the opening the interference, now we will see here Java vector get method. Now let's understand it. What is it? So Java vector get method. The get method of Java vector class is used to get the element at the specified position in the vector. What is its meaning? Its meaning is this: the get method of Java vector class is used to get the element at the specified position in the vector. Now we will see syntax. What is syntax? Its syntax is following is the declaration of get method. Now we'll see a public e get index. Now we will see its parameter. What's its parameter? Its parameter is data type, is int, and we will see parameter is index, and here we see a description that it is an index of element which will be returned. It is an element of index which we will return. It is required. And now we will see what is returned. The get method return the element at specified index. At the specified index where we get the element return method. Now we will see exception. What is exception? Array index out of bounds exception. This method has thrown an exception if the index is out of range. What is meaning? This method has thrown an exception if the index is out of range. Index is out of range. Now we'll say index less than 0, and here you will see a sign or symbol. That symbol is basically called OR operator. So you should all have to remember this thing. And after that, index is greater than is equal to size. And after that, that's the topic, and that's the concept for Java vector gets method. Now we would like to go through its one more program of Java vector method. So let's see how to do this program. So for doing this program, I create a new file here for doing this program. So I write here vector 64 vector 64, and after that write a dot java, and now enter it, and now save this file. After the saving this file, now what you have to do? You should all have to remember this thing, that while we are creating a vector program, so we must have to write package format firstly, because that is most important. So I write that is import java dot util dot star semicolon. That is the package format. That is called package format. And after that, I create a class name here. So I write a vector 64. And after that, I take curly bracket and here write public static void main string args. Now you take bracket and you take again curly bracket here. After the taking a curly bracket, now what after the creating a vector, after the creating a class name, now what you have to do here? You have to write vector addition format. So what is it vector addition format? That is vec dot add one. Here write one in the bracket. Now I put semicolon. And after that I write here again vec. Vec is basically called short name. Vec is basically a short name for vector. If somebody so you should all have to remember this thing, that if somebody confused him, that what is vec. Vec is basically called a short name for vector. So you should all have to remember this thing. And after that I take a bracket here and here write 2 in the bracket. Now I put semicolon here. Again I write vec dot add. You write 3 in the bracket. Now you put semicolon. Again you write a vec dot add and here you write 4 in the bracket. Now you put semicolon. Again you write a vec dot add and here you write 5 in the bracket. Now you put semicolon. Now what you have to do after the writing of vector format, vector addition format. So you have to print your vector addition format. So we have to write here vector addition. We have to write here print statement, that is system of s in capital letters. So you should all have to remember this thing while we are writing a web print statement. So you should all have to remember this thing, system dot out dot println, and here write element at index 1 is equals to, and after that you write here vector get method. So that is vec dot get. And here you take bracket and you write a one in the bracket. Now I put semicolon. Again you have to write here print statement. So I write here again system of S in capital letters. So while we are writing a statement, so you should all have to know this thing. Write a system dot out dot print ln and here write a bracket and here write inverted comma, here write element at index a is equals to. After the writing this, now you have to write vector get method. So I write a plus vec dot get and here write any number, like I take here the 3, and after that you put semicolon. Now this program is completed. Now what we have to do, we have to check whether it is compiled or not. So we have to write compiling. We have to firstly we have to compile it. So we have to write here compiling format, that is Java C, and after that I take file name for compilation, because that is most important for compilation. You should all have to remember this thing, that is while we are compiling our programs, so we should have to take only file name. So I write a vector 64.java, that is my file name. Here is my file name. You see here. So I write a vector 64.java, and after that you enter it, and now wait for a few seconds for compilation. We got 7 error. Whoa, whoa. Where we got? Oh, Oh, I get it. I got it. Where we are doing mistake. I have don't write vector format. So we have to write, firstly we have to write vector format, and after that we have to write vector addition format. So firstly we have to write vector format. So what is vector format? So that is again vector of base in capital letter while we are writing a vector program. So you should all have to remember this thing. Vector of base in capital letter, again integer of I is in capital letter, because integer is the place of string and element also. So you should all have to remember this thing. Now I take vec is equals to new, again vector of using capital letter. Now I take less than greater than some. Now I will put here semicolon, and after that you put semicolon, and after that you save this file, control plus s, and after that you compile again here. Now wait for a few seconds for compilation. You see that it successfully compiled. Now after that what we have to do, we have to run this program. So we have to write running format, so that is Java. And after that what we have to do, we have to take class name for running. So you should all have to remember this thing, for class name for running our program. So your class name is only taken, so I write vector 64 dot java, the vector 64 only. So here's my class name. So here you see. Now after that, enter it, and now you see that element at index 1 is 2, and element at index is 3, 4. So from this way, you could also print any type of vector as a vector get method. So that is the vector get method, and that is the vector element at method. So that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed my videos. If you enjoyed it, then please like, subscribe, and then please like, subscribe, and share my videos to everyone so that everyone can see my videos if it is needed. So that's it for today. And if you have got any problem in that, then please comment me. I will help you out. And if you have also got in problem, if you have also got in problem in theory as well as in program, then I will provide you a link of Java 2.2 website in my description. So please go through these links. You will fully understand the concept and program from this website. So that is for today. So I hope you like my videos. So if you like it, then please like, subscribe, and come share my videos to everyone. So thank you so much. Have a nice day. Take care. Bye bye.